It's almost become an obligatory type of video for VTubers to react to, and I have reacted to a few of her videos in the past. This one, however, has taken on, I guess, a bit more of a personal meaning for me, because I've seen a lot of this happening to one of my Oshis, which I've got a video about that. We can get to that after this one. But new Shoe on Head video dropped. Cult of the Crybodies, Why People Hate the Left. Let's play it.
Hello friends, and welcome to another episode of What the Hell is Going On with your host, Ugly Belle Delphine. Now,
don't sell yourself short, love. You're actually quite pretty. And actually, I would say you're prettier and more desirable than Belle Delphine. You at least don't insult our intelligence by trying to sell your used bathwater to any of us. You go out and get proper sponsors, like I'm sure one that you're going to have here shortly in the middle of the video.
Before you ask, yes, there is an Epstein Files video coming out. I feel like everyone has like streamer brain nowadays, and like every video has to be breaking news in order to get the most views. But I am taking my time with it. I'm sure you understand there is a lot happening.
Yes.
With this anti-Semitic culture right now, she voted against a resolution condemning.
Oh,
is
really?
Jewish. I just want to be clear.
Do you want to go there, Attorney General? Do you want to go there? Are you serious?
Gentlemen,
talking about anti-Semitism to a woman who lost her grandfather in the Holocaust?
Yo.
That was an absolute circus. That was an absolute fucking circus that we just saw. I see that and I can only think of this old clip from the late Norm Macdonald. May he rest in peace.
Now this might strike some viewers as harsh, but I believe everyone involved in this story should die.
Yeah, that's all I got for that. Yeah, gamer girl bathwater was a thing, unfortunately. I wish it weren't, but unfortunately it is.
All country, sir. Anyway, let's just forget about these satanic billionaire
Thanks, I hate
running the
it.
world, and let's talk about some internet drama, shall we? Because that is what's really important. For a little over a decade now, the most inane things can get you called a racist or a Nazi on the internet, to the point where these words hold little to no meaning anymore. It's so bad that when someone is called a racist or a Nazi...
They never really did, to begin with. It's just even less so now. The containment has broken, the spell has broken, to where it's just not very effective anymore. In the words of Caleb Hammer, we don't listen to people like that anymore. They've lost all the power. The Bane meme has become real of, but I called you a racist. And you think that gives you power over me?
Online, I'm immediately like, oh, what funny joke did they tell? But ladies and gentlemen, we have officially
it's usually a joke.
We're not saying anything. Also makes you a racist Nazi. For the few of you watching this channel who are employed, there's a very popular Twitch streamer named Emiru. She's a cosplayer and just kind of a fun, chill, normie video game streamer.
She's also really cute, and there's a lot of people out there that would love to smash her. I'm probably one of them. Anyway.
Well, the other day, someone in her chat asked her opinion about ICE, and this is what she had to say.
Like, there's a certain extent where I'm like, okay, I get people wanting big content creators to, like, say their opinions on, like, important topics. I get that, right? But it's like, if you need a streamer who doesn't even know anything about politics to tell you about politics, you probably just need to get off the internet.
In a world where...
Yes, you need to go outside and touch some grass. Unfortunately, we also live in a world where you may not be interested in politics, but politics is interested in you, and that's what we're dealing with here, where that sort of machine has come for her. Although she's weathering through it all right, for the most part, I think. I don't know.
Seems like every single celebrity is just screaming their political takes completely unprompted. This was a refreshing thing to hear. Seems like a pretty sane, rational, inoffensive thing to say, right?
If it's not your thing, it's not your thing. If you don't want to talk about it, you're not forced to talk about it. And no one can really make you talk about it. No matter how much they try to put the pressure on you, you can still refuse. You can still say, no, fuck you. We're not going there. Asmongold is defending her. Of course. as one would expect with fellow members of OTK, but also fellow former co-host of Steak and Eggs and longtime good friends.
Wrong. This short little clip where she ironically tried to avoid controversy ended up being one of the most controversial dramas this year. I feel like decades worth of news has happened in the past like 2 months, don't you? Every day there's like a breaking story of the most insane shit you've ever heard in your life. And everyone is expected to have a fully
Rudolph, thank you for the follow.
Formed opinion on every single breaking story. There's pressure to react,
friends,
to pick a side, to condemn.
Metatron also came out in Emiru's defense. I think I saw that, yeah. Metatron, one of the real ones.
To defend, but the reality is when a story first breaks, we're usually not seeing the full picture. And that's why for years now, I have been using today's sponsor, Ground News. So let's quickly give them a shout out before we jump into today's video, shall we? Ground News is a website and an app that lets you see how news stories are being right. And now, let's get back to the description down below to subscribe to their Vantage plan today. Big thanks to Ground News for sponsoring this video, and thank you, the viewer, for not skipping the ad as always. Right?
No, we skipped the ad, and I make no apologies for it, dear. I'm not even sorry. I skipped the ad, and I'm not even sorry about it. You will get nothing but a smug face from me for that.
And now, let's get back to the video. In this video, we are going to talk about the drama surrounding Emiru, the people trying to cancel her, the mistake the left is making by embracing cancel culture again. We're gonna read some insane, hilarious tweets, of course, and then we will talk about my personal experience with these people. And what do I mean by these people? I mean the cult of the cry-bullies.
Alright, take care, Red Comment.
I'm sorry if I sound even more like a prepubescent boy in this video. I am a little bit sick, but I am here. Slaving over a hot laptop.
I mean, you don't.
For you. If you guys saw my last video, you know I am quite critical of ICE. I don't think we should abolish them, of course, but I think it is good and healthy to criticize your government. I am
Sleepy Sage, thank you for the follow.
Culture war commentator. I talk about political topics often. People come to me to hear my political opinions.
Yes, they do.
But not everybody.
Even though she laughs about that.
Everybody wants to be a political YouTuber or streamer, and
not everybody does, and it's not for everyone. There's some people that are just not built for that sort of thing, and if that's the case, then yeah, just stick to reacting to other types of slopper video content and playing video games, and just doing the usual streamer, content creator sort of things. It's not for everyone. Me, I grew up in this sort of environment. I have been saturated in news and politics ever since I was in high school. Grew up reading conservative commentators and even listening to right-wing chat radio, and thought, yeah, you know what, that sounds like fun. I'd love to do something like that someday. And radio has sort of faded away, and there's only old boomers listening to it now. Most people are listening to podcasts and watching live streams and VTubers. So here I am. And but that's the path that I chose for myself. Other people, they're not interested in that sort of thing. They just want to yap about rando things and play video games, and that's all right. There's room enough for both of those things in the realm of content creation. And if you don't want to be a political streamer, you don't want to talk politics or anything like that, then that is your privilege, of course, and more than your privilege, that is your choice, and you're right. I know plenty of content creators and streamers and VTubers out there that I'm very dear friends with, that they don't get into that sort of thing, and if we ever raid their streams when mine is done, I try to make sure and remind people, don't talk politics in non-political streamers' chats. If I find out that you are, we invoke the Kirscher rule. If I find out that you're doing that, and especially if you hassle them, like what we're seeing with this video here, what happened to Emiru, you're going to get banned. You are going to have your balls removed, and you are going to get thrown into the crystal and banished to the Phantom Zone. I'm not going to have that. I'm not going to have my friends coming to me and saying, yeah, Rex, some of the people that you raided with were acting like dicks in my chat. I don't tolerate that shit. I find out that that you are being troublesome to other streamers in the space, especially good friends that are non-political streamers. You are going to get castrated, and you are going to get thrown into the crystal and banished to the Phantom Zone. Simple as. So don't do that shit.
Everybody wants to listen to a political YouTuber or streamer. Sometimes we just want to have fun and talk about other things. There are lots of other things to talk about. Sometimes we want to look at funny memes or watch funny videos without having politics shoved down our throat. So a lot of people thought it was really refreshing when a cosplay streamer was basically like, I don't want to talk about politics. Why are you coming to me for politics?
Yeah, and if you've got to try and get your politics from a non-political streamer like Emiru, as she said, you need to get off the internet and you need to go outside and touch some grass. Because you have been terminally online for too long. I think ICE isn't being harsh enough, and in fact I think they're too moderate. I agree. I think they could stand to be a lot more harsh. They need to go hard. Like I said, we have sort of crossed a Rubicon with that. You need to... you need to go in for the penny, in for the pound. Go all in. By the way, Supreme Herald, thank you for the follow over on Twitch.
It was a perfectly sane, rational opinion, so of course like half the internet had a problem with it. It's just not that hard to say fuck ICE. It's really not that hard to say fuck ICE, to be honest.
Fuck ICE has become the new black square. I don't know if anybody remembers everybody falling for that social contagion gay op in 2020 with George Floyd, where they put up the black square officially to be in support of Black Lives Matter and those other grifting organizations that ultimately just stole everyone's money and bought themselves fancy houses. Fuck ICE is basically saying, I hate my country, I hate having borders, and I want my country to be wiped out, and I hate myself. Same as the black square, which for a lot of people it was either to telegraph, I hate white people, or I am a self-loathing white person. Rosso, hello. The moderator's hammer looks good next to your name there, over on Kick. Yeah, deal with some people who have been using that little slogan. Yeah, honestly, there's a good way to build a block list, is go out and find all of the VTubers and all of the streamers that have said fuck ICE. And that, to me, that right there is what, if I see that you have put out a tweet that says fuck ICE, instant block. Instant block. I don't want that shit on my timeline. Borders mean something, and law and order means something, and we need to respect borders, and we need to uphold law and order. It's like the Social Democrat and Socialist People's Party voters at SF here in Denmark that drove to Turkey during the height of the migrant crisis. I have to wonder how much they were paid to do that. Smuggled migrants and spaces in their cars into Denmark over the border, dumping them in random Danish towns and neighborhoods before speeding off. That's human trafficking. That's human trafficking that they're doing. And in a real country, they would have been arrested for that. They would have been arrested and thrown in prison for that. Unfortunately, we live in clown world right now, and they're probably going to get away with it. Oh, thank you for the stretch, Redeem. What is all this hate on ice cubes? I love my drinks cold and regulated. I do too. There's a fighting game VTuber who I like a lot who said fuck ice. Was sad she did that, given she's very apolitical and her content's just based around fighting games. Thought she was more reasonable. Yeah, much like what we saw with Miss Lala, you've got people who are supposedly apolitical that commit the equivalent of a kind of a verbal drive-by shooting. They want to be able to just say fuck ICE and not get any clapback. That's not how the real world works. And you wade into the space like that, you've just become a political streamer. And you've also opened yourself up for a response from the other side. Because in politics, more so than anything else, turnabout is fair play. You can't just commit the equivalent of a drive-by shooting and not expect some clapback. In politics, turnabout is fair play. You don't want any clapback? Don't start tweeting out fuck ICE. Really simple. One in particular says fuck ICE to the 3,300 plus kids saved by ICE. I have no idea why anyone would stand by that. It's about the agenda. And for them, the agenda is more important than the lives of 3,300 innocent children. Some of them got arrested. The left-wing bloc in Parliament was outraged that they were arrested. Media dropped the story when the news moved on. Yeah, because that doesn't fit their narratives.
Is it so hard to just say f ICE? It's really not hard to say f ICE. Jesus Christ, how hard is it to just say f ICE? How hard is it to just say f ICE?
They're all saying the same fucking thing. They're all reading from the same script. This starts to make me wonder, are they being paid to do this? Are they being paid to do this? Is this some sort of gay op? Or are they really just doing this for the love of the game? When it's so coordinated like this, I have to start wondering, are they being paid for this? When everyone starts to read from the same script, you really have to wonder, how much are they being paid to do this? Or are they just doing it because they are actual NPCs and they're doing it for the love of the game?
How hard is it to just say fuck ICE and move on? Oh my god.
Because you can't just say fuck ICE and move on. You have waded into the political realm, and as I said, turnabout is fair play. You're not going to get away with trying to do the equivalent of a drive-by shooting by just yelling fuck ICE out your car window and driving off. No. We're not doing that. You're getting stopped and you're going to be asked to explain yourself. You can't just say fuck ICE and not expect some clapback. And believe me, there's going to be some clapback. There's going to be a lot of clapback. And you're probably going to get called some slurs too. Deservedly so. As a matter of fact, it would probably just be easier to just call them a slur. Such as a bundle of sticks. Even use the meme. Hands on shoulders. I'm gonna need you to stop being such a bundle of sticks. Remember watching a video that showed evidence it's a coordinated effort, at least for mainstream news. Don't quote me on it though, since I don't have the details on me. I think I remember what it is you're talking about, that whole banging on about fake news from all of the different Sinclair broadcasting affiliates on American television. A lot of these people do read from the same scripts. A lot of them just pull from the wires and just rip and read.
Just say f ICE. It's not hard. Is it so hard to just say the line? Say the line. Say it. Jesus Christ, like at this point.
No, we're not going to say the line. I'm not going to say the line. I'm not going to say the line just because it drives you absolutely mad. That was it. Yeah, I remember when that first came out. It's not unusual for that sort of practice to occur, especially with American broadcasters, and especially with American broadcasters who own multiple television and radio affiliates across an entire country. Quite often they are fed the same script, and they're expected to read the same script.
Even if Emiru did want to, like, abolish ICE, even if she really did think, f ICE, she shouldn't say it. Like, I wouldn't say it at this point, because this is just, like, this is creepy. This is like a horde of zombies chasing after you. Hey, it's actually super easy to stream and have opinions. I'll show you. F ICE, f Donald Trump and everyone in his administration, f Elon Musk, free Palestine, US is on stolen land built by stolen people, Luigi did nothing wrong, abortion is healthcare, leave trans people the f alone.
Okay, fuck ICE, no, fuck you instead. You're a cunt. Fuck Donald Trump and everyone in his administration, no, fuck you, you're a cunt. About the only thing he got right is Luigi did nothing wrong. Streamer from Somalia, much love to you. Thanks. I hope you get everything sorted with your home country there, Rudoz. Because, the rest of us in the world, I'm gonna be real with you, brother. Somalia's got some big fucking problems. And they've been exported to a lot of other places, and it really needs to stop, and I hope you get it sorted. Have an opinion equals agree with me. Yeah. No, that's what they really want. They want conformity. They want conformity. That's what they're really saying here. It's not, oh, it's easy to stream and have opinions. I mean, he's not wrong there. But it's not about that. It's about the subtext. You have to read the subtext. And that is, you need to agree with me. Otherwise, you're a bad person, and we are going to harass you off the internet and possibly even kill you. But the only thing he got right here is Luigi did nothing wrong. The rest of this is all bullshit. Leave trans people the fuck alone. Trans people need to stop going absolutely psychotic and committing mass shootings. Also, men will never be women and women will never be men. There are only two genders. It's about having the right opinion, not about having conversations and reasoning. Yeah, no, it's never about having conversations. Reason doesn't even enter into all of this. It is about conformity. And I will never conform with these people. I will fight them to my last breath, if only because I enjoy pissing them off so much.
These people literally just speak in bumper stickers, dude. Just like copy-pasting the internet leftist starter pack.
That's all they have.
What the hell am I looking at? I hate the Reddit ass. Hey, it's super easy. It's crazy, like 1,000 years ago, this dude's ancestors were hunting mammoths. And now he's on here like, men should not be speaking like this. I'm sorry. We need another war. The post that really seemed to kick this all off was made by Denims, the self-described largest female political streamer.
Yeah, that's a problem. I mean, number one, women's rights were a mistake. Number two, we need to repeal the 19th Amendment. And number three, we need to get as many women out of politics as possible. Ideally, all of them. But as many of them as possible. Starting with Denims.
Because I don't stream Denims. Only because I don't stream. Anyway, I don't have any, like, personal beef with—
If Shuon had started streaming, she would absolutely dominate the space. She would dominate the space. I know she's got a family, she's got children to raise and everything, but that'd be pretty cool if, for her to give streaming a try. I would watch it. Just to see how she does. I think she'd do rather well. Of course, I say that having already said we should get as many women out of politics as possible. I'll make an exception for Shuon Head. She can stay.
The Denims, this isn't like an own Denims video. We used to be kind of cool years ago, but she apparently has some opinions on Emiru, so let's hear her out. Never thought I'd see the day we'd be fence-sitting the modern Gestapo. First of all, she's not fence-sitting, she's just choosing not to talk about politics. Like, in order to—
It's called playing Switzerland. I would say Denims should try it sometime, but I don't think she's capable of that. Oh, you hypocrite, Rex. I know.
Fence it, you actually have to say something. She didn't even say anything. Like, how do you even know what her opinion is? Second of all, modern Gestapo? Why is everything the f***ing Holocaust? It's totally—
They keep overusing this shit, and it loses its effect. You can only bang on about more Nazis and more Holocaust for so long before people really just stop giving a shit. Have a good stream, keeping a tab. Appreciate it.
Normal to criticize ICE. It's totally understandable to have issues with the things they are doing. But modern Gestapo? Don't you guys get tired of this shit? Like, don't you guys get tired of saying— like, isn't this exhausting after a while?
I'm sure it is to a certain extent, not that they will ever admit to it. But also, they keep using these terms because, number one, it's all they have. But number two, it still has a certain measure of effect on the normies out there. There's still enough normies that are stupid enough to fall for it.
Everything is Nazis, everything is the Holocaust, everyone is Hitler. It's like nothing else bad ever happened in history. Like, what did they used to compare bad things to before World War II? Oh my god, you're literally Napoleon. Also, I love this. Racist chud. Like, where did—
Napoleon did nothing wrong. Well, except trying to go up against the British. But, Lord Wellington saw to that.
The racism part, like, where did that come from? Listen, I don't get on camera and start talking about cars or math or taxes or investing or going outside or the plenty of other things I don't know about. I sit here—
That's alright. I do.
and talk about the gender war and the culture war because I'm good at those things and that's what people watch me for. That is my lane and I stay in it. Emiru likes what she's doing. Her audience likes what she's doing.
Yes, she is— What is the, What's the meme? She's unbothered, moisturized, staying in a lane, living her best life, or something like that.
Plenty of other channels that will regurgitate your political takes back to you. Just turn on the TV. Turn on CNN. Most normal people, are sick and tired of celebrities just like spewing their political takes completely unprompted. I don't care what Glub Shitto thinks of politics, okay? Why does Glub Shitto have to get on stage and start talking—
What the fuck is Glub Shitto? This is supposed to be a character from Star Wars. Also, why the name Glub Shitto? Although it's rather fitting when you look at him.
Talking about how we're on stolen land or some shit. Why do you need your political opinions thrown up into your mouth by a celebrity?
It's also not stolen land, it's conquered land. It's called the spoils of war. That's how this shit works. It was won fair and square, and you don't get to bitch about it after the fact and try to guilt trip people into handing it back. Not that you could anyway. HRS29, thank you for the subscription over on YouTube. Yes, that's it. Thank you, Herald. Unbothered, moisturized, happy, in my lane, focused and flourishing.
Liberty, like a fucking baby bird. Like, do you really want Sydney Sweeney throwing up in your mouth? Don't answer that. Don't answer.
There's some blokes out there that would go for that sort of thing. Probably even a few ladies too.
Please don't answer that.
She's right when she says most streamers are not qualified to talk about politics. Okay, here's the thing, dude. You actually don't have to be qualified to talk about politics to say F ICE. It's not.
Yeah, you would know something about not being qualified to talk about shit, wouldn't you, Denims? You would know a thing or two about that, wouldn't you? Mainly because you're a dumb cunt.
Not that hard of a concept.
You actually don't have to know what you're talking about in order to just say the line. What? You should look into a topic, do your own research, come to your own conclusion, and form your own opinion on the topic. You should not just blindly, mindlessly say the line.
You know who doesn't do political content? Cutie Cinderella. Cutie Cinderella literally never does political content. And even she's capable of saying F ICE. What about
Emiru didn't want to say fuck ICE. You can't make her.
But Cinna, you don't have to be a political creator to recognize that it's not hard to say F ICE.
You don't have to be a political content creator to say the line. All your other friends are saying the line, Emiru. Why aren't you saying the line, Emiru?
L-I...
Everyone else is jumping off a bridge. You should jump off a bridge too. How about you go fuck yourself? I'm not jumping off a bridge. I'm not saying the fucking line. Let's not forget the Native Americans were not as innocent as schools have you want to believe. No, there's a reason they were oftentimes referred to as savages, because so many of them actually behaved like actual fucking savages back then.
Okay, but unironically though, f them. Straight up. Hey, f them. Yeah, it's f them,
how
don't
about
care, and if
fuck
you don't like that I say that, it's f you too. You know what I mean? It's really
No,
easy
you
for me,
first.
I'm telling you right now.
There's Emiru's roommate saying the line. Aren't we all proud of her? By the way, where are all her friends during all of this? Where are all her morally righteous, good guy, big streamer friends while this is all going down? While she's being dragged by half of the internet for doing absolutely nothing wrong. This girl who literally just came out of an allegedly abusive relationship. This girl who literally just got assaulted, grabbed by some freak at a convention. Now this girl is—
And the event security let the bloke walk away. Don't forget that, chat. Don't forget that. As if she hasn't been through enough already. She was still dealing with that shit. And now this shit.
going through all of this. I guess it's fine to be silent when your friend is getting dragged by half of the internet, but don't you dare stay silent about current thing. I don't even know this woman, and I am sticking my neck out for her because it pisses me off seeing this kind of shit happen to people who absolutely do not deserve it.
If you're above the age of 18, you should care about politics in your fucking country. You don't get to be like, well, I don't agree with this whole taxes thing, so I'm just not gonna pay for it. You can't say like, well, I'm just not going to care about all this politics stuff.
When someone doesn't have an opinion on a political topic, people like you might get a little mad. When someone doesn't pay their taxes, the government comes and arrests them.
Yes.
Okay, so
this is an apples and oranges comparison here. Though there are methods of legal tax avoidance, it's just complicated.
That's the difference between those things.
There's this weird idea in America especially where like you can just be an adult and be like, oh, I don't care about politics. What?
Many people.
I know that's mind-blowing concept for you, Denims, but they do exist. There's some people that just genuinely cannot be asked. They just genuinely cannot be bothered.
Most people do not care that much about politics. I know to you and me that's like mind-blowing, that's like unfathomable because our whole life is politics.
They're called NPCs.
Politics. Like, I get it. But most people's lives do not revolve around politics. They do other things other than fight with strangers online. Crazy.
Yeah, like sports ball and reality television shows, I guess. I don't know. I'm not a fucking normie. I'm not an NPC, so I wouldn't know. Penplad, thank you for the follow.
I know, but man, do I envy them. I was so much happier before I knew. Sadly, it is—
Yeah, I know that feeling. I was What an innocent time. And then... Oh. Yeah. Politics affects the people living in the country. Legit people should care more. They should. You can't force them to. You really can't force them to. They've got to come to that realization on their own. Some people will. Some people won't. Normals keep the lights on. I mean, I do my part to keep the lights on. I'm not a normie. I'm the farthest thing in the world from a normie. I mean, look at me. I'm a bloody VTuber, for God's sakes.
It's getting harder and harder for the average person to not care about politics because politics is seeping into literally everything. Politics will be bending you over and spreading your cheeks and going in dry whether you want it or not. And unfortunately, the people who are like, I just want to be left alone, are the people who are the most fucked by politics. Also, more importantly...
Yeah, they'll be the first ones to be bent over and fucked up the arse. Yes, Rudos, we are familiar that we are aware you are a streamer from Somalia. You have already said that. And you are starting to sound suspiciously like a clanker. So, you know what? Just because I'm not a big fan of Somalia, especially given all the shit that's going on in Minnesota, yeah, you know what? I think you are the second one to have the banhammer dropped on you. So, yeah. Fuck off back to Somalia, wherever the fuck you came from. Bloody clanker. Was about to myself. That's alright, Rosso. Gotta admit, that was rather satisfying. Anyway.
Emiru wasn't saying that she doesn't care about politics. She was saying she didn't want to talk about politics. I feel like that is a huge difference. I care a lot about, like, skincare, but I don't get on here and talk about, like, peptides and collagen to my audience because they don't give a shit. They're here to watch me.
Yeah, you'd make a separate channel for that and talk about it there.
You say feminism is doo-doo and make silly little faces at the camera. Yeah, you like that shit? I hate when grown women don't have a mind of their own. You are 28 years old. Please develop a mind of your own. All she does is pander to anime gooner men. No mind of her own. I never liked Emiru, so finding out she's stupid and doesn't have a mind of her own is not...
Again, this is the fucking hive mind talking. Are they all reading from the same... Are they being paid to say this shit? This sounds so fucking coordinated. It sounds so goddamn fake and gay. You absolute fucking retards. All of you banging on about mind of her own, mind of her own, mind of her own. Fuck off. Come up with some language of your own or original fucking thought, you cunts. Gator City, thank you for the redeem. Always hated the gooner argument. People are gonna goon. You've got no control over that. Bots are everywhere these days, they really are. Apparently they're coming out of Somalia. Fucking clankers. So low IQ, no real conversation. No, it's not. It's just people parroting a line. They're reading off a script. They're probably getting paid to do this. It's such fucking astroturf.
Nice. The audacity. If she didn't have a mind of her own, she would have mindlessly parroted the shit you want her to say. She would have mindlessly just been like, fuck ice. If Emiru came out...
I mean, I can ban gooners from my community. You wouldn't have much of a community afterwards if you did that, Gator. I hate to break it to you, mate. You wouldn't have much of a community left.
Was like, actually, I think Ice is doing a fine job. Do you think they'd be like, yes, she has a mind of her own? No, absolutely not. They are not angry that she doesn't have an opinion. They are angry that she doesn't have their opinion. The absolute audacity to say that this woman doesn't have a mind of her own while thousands of you people swarm her like drones, barking orders at her to say the line. You guys literally operate like the fucking Borg. So what I'm gathering is that Emiru is a grown woman who acts like a frail, silly little girl to entertain fat, dirty, incel Asian fetisher weirdos, and
we're racking up names to call people like there's some sort of buff, like there's some sort of attack buff, and it's not. Denims really doesn't want someone like me to care more about her politics. I still take my oath of enlistment seriously. I care more. People like her would be against the wall. Yeah, it has a way of coming back to haunt them in a way because they they really just want the right kind of people with the right sort of opinions involved. That doesn't include you and I. Then they're not going to like what we have to say about them. About her, my opinion, she needs to shut the fuck up, and she has to go back. What's wrong with being Asian? Nothing, sir. Not a damn thing. Fair. Don't have a problem with gooners because gooners are we're technically catered to, but if they start gooning over friends I'm collabing with without the permission of friends I raid, they're banned. It's part of my rules now. It's like, how can you tell, though? It seems like something you wouldn't really know is going on. But that's just me. It's just appeal to goon and men. You're not engaging with the conversation, just throwing labels to just delegitimize someone. Hope that makes sense. Forgive the grammar. Don't worry about it.
Is okay with that, but draws the line.
Yeah, well...
And it's saying ice is bad. Emiru and Asmon's audience are the same. Incels love Emiru because she confirms...
again, throwing around the word incels. Tell me you have no argument without telling me you have no argument. Made it a rule to make my female friends feel safer. There's only so much you can do, Gator. We'll leave it at that.
The image of the anime bimbo.
There's a lot of females out there, especially in the streamer world. They need some toughening up.
Stereotype that incels worship. She definitely cultivated an audience who, in the end of all things, are reactionary. She appeals to violent racists who fetishize Asian women. What the fuck is this Asian fetish thing? Are they just saying this because she's fucking Asian? Like,
I think they're projecting because they themselves have an Asian fetish. This is another classic example of the author's barely disguised fetish being put on display for everyone.
I'm trying to find a clip of Emiru saying sucky sucky $5 or something, but it doesn't exist. I don't know what to tell you, man. It's not a coincidence that she answered the question this way, and that her fan base consists heavily on Asian fetishes.
Okay, so we're going with the Asian fetishist epithet, which is really more of a projection.
I don't know where this is coming from. And the woman saying this is literally an OnlyFans, like an Asian OnlyFans model. Like
Yeah, it's projection. It's projection and probably resentment of her own audience. She hates the fact that the only reason anyone really pays any attention to her is probably some blokes with an Asian girl fetish of some kind, or they've got a thing for Asian girls. And she's built a career off of that, and now all of a sudden she resents that. It's like, if you resent your own audience that much, if you have grown to hate your own audience that much, it's time to find something else to make content about. Or it's time to just quit the business. I could never understand, in my radio days, I would go to some of these stations and working alongside people that, a classic example of don't meet your heroes, people I'd heard on the radio for many years before I ended up working at those same stations, and it would absolutely disgust me the utter contempt they had for their own audience. Like, they hated that they had to work for this particular radio station. What? To me, if you hate your audience that much, it's time to find something else to make content over, or it's time to just quit the business and go do something else. And many of these people, that's exactly what they did. They moved on to something else.
Sorry, are you really the person to be talking about fetishization here? The most insane part of all of this had to be when her ex-boyfriend, her allegedly abusive ex-boyfriend, posted his own ice in the middle of his ex-girlfriend being canceled for not saying that. Like, how fucking petty do you have to be to
that is pretty fucking petty.
Subtweet your ex like that? Another character involved in all this is former booby streamer Caseytron.
It reminds me of whenever Amarath started wearing a cowboy hat, because that's...
Wow. She does not look good without makeup.
Whenever she started going, like, full Nazi, basically, she started wearing the cowboy hat. It's
again, tell me you have no argument without telling me you have no argument.
It's like whenever these Texas girls in like these Austin, Texas streamer circles start wearing cowboy hats, that's whenever you gotta watch out.
A woman in Texas wearing a cowboy hat?
They must be a Nazi. Make it make sense. Make it make fucking sense. I thought she just hit the wall hard. That too. She looks disgusting without makeup on, and she's also hit the wall. Because she's a washed up old whore. So me wearing a cowboy hat makes me one. What? Don't know what to tell you, Gator. Apparently cowboy hats, 10-gallon hats, are Nazi coded. Nazi cowboys. Yeah, apparently that's a thing now.
Lord take me out. Take me out back, behind the shed. Put me out of my misery if I ever become this politically brain-rotted. Holy shit.
Like, you know that she probably has, like, weird incels donating her hundreds of dollars. It's because...
Again, when they start talking about incels, that's when you know they have no argument. They have no argument.
Like, in my opinion, like, it's all a facade to appeal to the worst type of men. Because, like, really...
No, it's looking pretty on camera to get people's attention. Something which you apparently have no concept of because, again, you're not wearing any makeup, your lighting is shit, and you don't even look like you washed your hair today, girl. Go take a fucking bath. Put some makeup on. Put the minimum fucking effort into your appearance. You want to talk about other people's appearances and start making personal attacks against other people because you've got no fucking argument. Yeah, well, you're one to talk. You're an ugly old cunt.
Misogynistic, shitty incel like men, they like a woman that doesn't have any opinions. I think that she also...
Yeah, you know what? That's preferable at this point because so often so many of you have opinions that are complete and total shit. Case in point, what we are watching and what we're listening to right now from you. Honestly, you just need to shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, look pretty for the camera, shake your titties a bit, and play the fucking video game. Fucking hell. Gay Nazi cowboys, yeah! Or cowboy Nazis. Potato, potato.
Plays into how a lot of...
At least use dry shampoo, right?
Asian women. Her whole platform is just, like, appealing to, like, the worst fucking men. She's, like, basically, like...
I can guarantee you she appeals to type of men that are way fucking better than anyone you could ever hope to appeal to. You're just projecting, love. You're just projecting at this point, and it's sad to watch.
She is. She's like a pick-me for, like, incel freaks.
Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. We knew that one was coming. Accusation of being a pick-me. You know what? I'll take the pick-me's at this point. I'll take the pick-me's at this point. Because we all know damn well the pick-me's are a hell of a lot less insufferable than this bitch right here. Cowboy Nazis from outer space! I really hate that term. I do too. But at this point, we're too far into the whole meme war and everything. Might as well just wear it like armor. Wear it like a badge of honor. I know there's one... She's not... Well, she is sort of a content creator of sorts. Ali the Djinn. I think she has probably the best take of them all out there, where she just said... She's just openly admitting, it's like, yeah, I'm a pick-me. What of it? I'm a pick-me. And pick-me's are superior anyway, so fuck you. That's her position right now. I'm like, you know what? I respect that. I respect that. You're taking ownership of it. You're wearing it like armor. You're wearing it like a badge of honor. It can't be used to hurt you. The pick-me is the one that calls other girls pick-me's. Yeah. The actual pick-me's are the ones that project. Well, that's what these types do. They always project.
So this fucking pick-me shit, dude. It's gonna be the death of me. Before making this video, I watched a bunch of Emiru stuff, and I saw no signs of, like, pick-me behavior at all. At least with some streamers or some YouTubers. People could be like, oh,
you know
they
who you
criticize
are.
Women, so they're trying to be, like, one of the good ones, and they're a pick-me. Like, okay, sure, like, that's retarded. We all know that's retarded. But at least I can, like, kind of see how is Emiru a pick-me? She doesn't even do that shit. Like, where is the pick-me thing coming from? No, really, though, what makes her a pick-me?
Their source is they made it the fuck up.
And not the booby streamer or OnlyFans models calling her a pick-me. You are literally selling your body for men to consume. If men do not...
Yeah, we call that being a whore. That's exactly what they are. And it's why you don't need to take any of these sorts of people seriously, because so often the ones that are levying those accusations are the people who are on Fansly and OnlyFans and Pornhub. Again, pure projection. Calling someone a pick-me and you're a fucking e-thought. Being called a pick-me once, right after I came out as a he-him. What interesting timing on that one.
Pick pictures of your ass You can't pay rent. There's no bigger pick-me on earth than a fucking porn star.
Yes.
And me. I don't care about being called a pick-me. I've been doing this for over a decade now. I'm used to it. I've been called it thousands of times. I am a 35-year-old married mother. I do not give a shit. I do care, however, when other...
She looks good for 35. I'm not gonna lie, she looks really good for 35. I'm sure I'm not the only one who thinks that. Yeah, it really was. Me and my friends, straight and trans, all busted out laughing about it. You know, that's really all you can do, is just have a laugh about it. Because it's all just so fucking ridiculous.
Women are called pick-me for the crime of not following a hive mind. I see it so often in, like, the Vtuber community. Like, all these
VTubers mentioned. VTubers have been mentioned by Shoe on Head. Here we go.
Anime women will be called pick-me's for just saying their opinions. You have to understand, like, to these people...
well, not just any opinions, darling. Not just any opinions. Pro-male opinions. Right-leaning opinions. Not even hard right opinions. Just right-leaning opinions and opinions that are pro-male and anti-misandry coded. Those are the ones that get called pick-me's. Especially in the VTuber community. Leave us out of this. No. We love it. We love it when she mentions VTubers. And we know she's a fan. Her skin is very good for someone in their 30s, I know, right? If she ever wanted to create an alternate channel where she talks about skincare and her whole moisturization routine that she does on the daily or however often she does it, I think she could attract an interesting following, and probably quite different from regular Shoe on Head content. Or who knows, there might be some cross-pollination going on there.
Whenever a woman has, like, an opinion that is not, like, the corporate HR-approved opinion of the week, whenever a woman doesn't toe the line of the current thing, in this case, whenever a woman doesn't say anything, she's called a pick-me. You know, she just must have these opinions for men. No other reason. Every woman is secretly a big, progressive feminist. And if they're not, they're just doing it for male attention. Because I'm sure someone who looks like this is really starving for male attention.
Yeah, she's absolutely starved for male attention. This beautiful 30-something Asian girl who has millions of subscribers and followers on multiple accounts. Yeah. So starved for attention, I'm sure.
And then in my opinion, it's like she's not entertaining whatsoever. She's
a damn sight more entertaining than you are. She at least puts in the fucking effort.
Like, I would literally rather watch paint dry.
So true, because you know what is far more entertaining than a cute, high-energy cosplay streamer reacting to memes? This is way more entertaining. And if you don't agree... you're just like an incel.
Right.
Okay, bitch. Eventually, after a few days of being dogpiled by the most annoying people on Earth, Emiru came out with a statement. Hello, it's very rare I will speak my mind, but I'd rather get my thoughts out there, so apologies if this is long. There's a clip from my stream that's been circulating a lot, so I'd like to explain it for anyone who was hurt or shocked by it. It should go without saying that no one...
This is where she made a fatal mistake. Is... commenting on it. This is effectively bending the knee. This is effectively bending the knee. If you have to spend all of these words talking about shit that you don't want to talk about, you are bending the knee. You are giving these people what they want.
Deserves to live their life in fear of being killed or taken away from their homes or families, regardless of who is doing it, but especially not because of ICE or any other government agency. I understand the world is a very cruel and messed up place.
This betrays a complete and total lack of understanding of what is going on. It's like she passed up an opportunity to shut the fuck up. And especially if you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, never pass up an opportunity to shut the fuck up. She has bought into the false leftist narratives that it's just the Keystone Cops out there kicking indoors and kidnapping whole families and all these, you know, innocent, sweet, clean as the new fallen snow types who've done absolutely nothing wrong. No. ICE is going after violent criminals. murderers, drug dealers, rapists, and sex criminals. She's buying into the leftist narratives. This is not... This shows she's bought into the leftist narratives and she's bending the knee. And no amount of words is going to save her from being torn apart, as we'll see, by the mob.
You don't have to study politics or actively read the news to know that. I would never want to invalidate anyone who struggles with those things. And an agency causing fear and suffering deserves zero support. To me, that's not even political.
They're not causing fear and suffering, at least not to good people. They're causing fear and suffering to the bad guys, which that's what they're supposed to do.
It's basic human empathy.
I reject the premise of all of this.
Now, I thought that statement was perfectly fine. My issue with it is, she didn't have to make it. She was basically forced to come out and say her opinion. So did the...
I never liked the term pick me either. It's so dumb you got called that after coming out. That's so weird. Do wish they would leave all of us out of it, regardless of background. Unfortunately, they're not. They're not going to leave you alone. So you better be prepared to stand and fight. Eventually, the bell tolls for everyone.
These freaks finally back off once Emiru made her opinion about ICE clear? No.
No, of course not.
Not
no.
the response. TLDR, go f*** yourself in your PR apology. And there it is.
It's never enough for these people. How many times do we have to go through this before people fucking learn? It is never going to be enough for these people. Nothing will ever satisfy them. These are people gripped by the madness of bloodlust. Nothing would ever satisfy them, so you might as well just tell them all to fuck off.
Of course, she's another dumb c***. Girl, we are not as dumb as you look. You're still a racist chud, but continue to enjoy the money you get from your incel audience because they're disgusting, just like you. All I hear is, I support Israel and my name is Emiru. Wait, what?
Huh?
What?
No, that's totally irrelevant, not what they're talking about. What the actual fuck?
Where the f*** did Israel come from? What? I don't like to talk about politics equals I'm a Nazi and I'm ashamed of my opinions.
No, also not how that works.
Everyone knows what's up. She's a fascist in disguise and is squirming. Emiru, you are garbage Nazi-loving c***. You got orange around your mouth. Say F you, Asmongold. If you're neutral... Oh wait, if you're neutral, you might as well say you're MAGA. Stand for something, ho. That's what Trump wants, for everyone to be quiet about it. The idea of get off the internet is so fucking ignorant, this dumb c***.
No, it's not fucking ignorant. You in particular, whoever the fuck you are, you need to get off the internet. Not just anyone get off the internet, you get off the internet, please. We don't need you on the internet.
Needs to shut her fucking mouth. Thank God her downfall is happening. I've been hating on her since day one and knew something was off about her. Not a good statement. She implicitly disavowed ICE, but not so much the actual Trump admin. Yeah, you disavowed ICE, but what about the whole Trump administration? They're like literally the mouse from If You Give a Mouse a Cookie. I was like reading that book to my toddler the other day and I was like, oh my god, this is literally Twitter. You cannot give them an inch, dude. Of course
No, do not give them a single inch because they will take a mile. Tell them all to fuck off and go fuck themselves.
Incel fans swooping in to protect the poor little 28-year-old. Ah yes, incels, known for defending women online. What? What the f*** does the word incel even mean anymore? Does it just...
They're just throwing these around like there's some sort of magic spell, hoping that it'll work. They are throwing any shit up against the wall and hoping it sticks. It's all they have. It's all they have is just names to call people. That's all they have, and they are not sending their best. People just want to stream in peace and stay apolitical. Having no stance does not mean you secretly do have a stance. Why do they think like this? Because they are gay and retarded, Waka, is the simple explanation. I really do wonder, like, why. It is because they are gay and retarded.
I mean man now? It just means man. Man I do not like. I had no idea this was a thing until yesterday. How come no one told me Emiru low-key a femcel? Femcel! Emiru's a femcel! Oh my do people just not know what words mean anymore?
No, words have no meaning. We're back to the Freerin meme once again. To them, words are just a means of deceiving humans. That's all words are. Words are devoid of meaning. They are just a tool to deceive humans. Because these people are literal fucking demons.
Or how are they coming to these conclusions? I mean, have you looked at her? I mean, look at her. Look at her. Just look at her. Look at her.
Again. Coordination. The hive mind reading from the same script. You start to wonder, are they being paid to do this? Do we have some bot accounts here that are just saying the same fucking thing over and over again as some sort of targeted harassment campaign?
Yeah, sorry, I don't see it. I think you guys just might be mentally ill. We need
it's beyond that. They're demonically possessed.
to do something about these male-centered women. Okay, first of all, nothing is more male-centered than centering your life around hating men. Men just live rent-free in your fucking head. Take it up with God. Go to therapy. Do literally anything else than make it our problem. Fuck her, and especially fuck her bestie Asmongold. I hope they get kirked. 30-year-old woman too scared to say fuck ice to keep her incel audience happy. Let's hope she gets abused again. Couldn't happen to a better person.
This is who they really are. They hate you and they want you dead. How many more times do I have to keep saying it before you people get the lesson? Before you people learn they hate you, they want you dead. There is no living peacefully next to these people. There is no living peacefully side by side with these people. There is none. It is not possible. We can't share a society with these sorts of people. Hoping someone gets kirked is insane. It is insane. But it's also to be expected from this lot. Yes. They hate you. They want you dead. They want you broke, dead, your kids raped and brainwashed, and they think it's funny. It is the Sam Hyde meme. But more simply, they just hate you and want you dead. Straight up evil. They are. They are absolutely just diabolically and irredeemably evil. They are demonic. They are the denizens of the ungodly. And we cannot share a country or a civilization with them. Yeah, there's a Sam Hyde quote. Do not forget that these people want you broke, dead, your kids raped and brainwashed, and they think it's funny. I need to watch Free Run. I heard Hyde praise about that anime. I think my mum would probably like it as well. Probably would. I can't recommend it enough. I was a bit disappointed to see that there was no new episode this week. They've got themselves a new season. But I suppose it's always next week.
Next time this cunt is assaulted, I'm gonna laugh and laugh. Fuck her and fuck ice and fuck you if you support this cunt.
Nah. Fuck you instead. And go fuck yourself. And go fuck your mother while you're at it.
Emiru deserved what Miskiff did to her. Fuck Emiru for supporting ICE. I genuinely hope this bitch gets okay. I reported that one.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Please,
what is
report
wrong
that.
with these people? See, you don't understand. I'm good guy, which makes it okay for me to say fucked up things about bad guy. You think saying that to someone is fucked up? Well, you should be abused too, because you're probably also bad guy. It's called being on the right side of history, Chud. Look it up.
Yeah. This is how these people actually think. For them, the ends justify the means. And when you realize that, and when you're willing to fight as dirty as they do, and realize that the high road is a myth and doesn't exist, and is just a psyop designed to contain you, and eventually get you killed, when you're willing to fight as dirty as they are, then you stand a chance of winning. Until then, you will lose.
Nazis deserve death, and silence is compliance. May I just remind the audience that this is what she said.
If you need a streamer who doesn't even know anything about politics to tell you about politics, you probably just need to get off the internet.
Ladies and gentlemen, a Nazi that deserves death. What? After making her terrible statement full of lies, Emiru decided to follow right-wing grifter Shoe-on-Head. Of course Emiru is now following a fellow pathetic pick-me for being quiet about ICE. They both don't want to piss off their 100% right-wing gooner fanbase. For the record, my fan base is probably like 70% right-wing and 80% gooner. Okay, but for some reason, they didn't mind when I came out and harshly criticized ICE in my last video. Yes, some disagreed, but for the most part, they didn't care. As long as you aren't preaching from an ivory tower with no nuance, rhyme, or reason, people don't care. I'll say some shit like, we should decommodify housing, and the right-wingers in my audience are just like, okay, commie mommy. These people cannot fathom a universe where people just disagree. Oh, you're just scared. You don't want to upset your child.
Since when did Shoe-on-Head become a right-wing grifter? Lol. Yeah, she never was. she's kind of an old school liberal at this point, I would say. She's one of those people that didn't necessarily leave leftism. Leftism just sort of left her behind because, you know, she still has concepts of simple human decency and goodness. And, you know, she still has a soul, even if we might disagree on some of the finer points. She still possesses a soul. And you know what? She's got, I think some of the things that have really helped her is the fact that she got married. And she got married to somebody who, if I remember right, she got into an argument with over on Twitter. They fell in love, they got married, and they have children now. So she kept her humanity, and part of what helped her to keep her humanity is marrying someone who was willing to challenge her, but also she became a mum. And when you're a parent, a lot of things change and a lot of things get put in perspective. And some of the things that you used to think mattered, you realize that it just doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. So I don't even know if you could call Shu a leftist anymore. If anything, the most accurate description could be more simply, fundamentally human. She married a Catholic, I think. I think that made her think about the other side and keep her humanity. Probably. She married the Chad Catholic bro. Good on her. Good on him too. Because she's a cutie.
Audience. I upset my chud audience every goddamn day. You're the ones terrified of
and
your
they
own
keep coming back
cult.
for more.
God forbid you only agree with 99% of the hive mind approved opinions. God have mercy on your soul. I do not envy you. Once you bend the knee to these people, once you apologize or capitulate, it's
You've
over.
had it.
These people don't actually want an apology. They want to humiliate you. They want to drag you down.
It is all about the humiliation ritual with them. It is not about extracting an apology or anything else from you. It is about humiliating you. That is all that they have. Is just one series of humiliation rituals after another. It is a sick and disgusting way to live. And that's why I could never be a leftist. Because I don't believe in subjecting myself to humiliation rituals. In my youth, the people who tried to do those sorts of things to me, they were the bullies. They were the schoolyard bullies. And a lot of them just grew up physically, not mentally or spiritually, and just became gay race communists. Socialized housing is still left a schmuck theft. She may have a soul, but that doesn't stop her from having moronic takes. That's what makes her so fundamentally human, Jan, is that occasionally she's going to have some L takes. Happens even to the best of us. It happens to me, happens to Asmongold, happens to Kirsche, happens to Leaflet. We all... Occasionally we're going to take the L on some things. Occasionally we're going to have some L takes. But you're not wrong about socialized housing.
At the end of the day, they have found a socially acceptable way to bully people. That's what this is. A lot of people in response to Emiru's statement were like, why did you apologize to the mob? You know, you bent the knee, you're a coward. And honestly, people don't realize how insane it can get. These people...
You put yourself in a no-win situation. Because the people who are supporting you are going to abandon you in droves because they saw that you cooked. And the people that you're cooking to, they're not going to take your apology anyway. They're just going to use it as a weapon to humiliate you further. So don't cook. You cook, you lose. It is really that simple. She cooked. She lost. And it's going to be a while before she recovers from it. She will recover in time. That's still going to be a stain. That's still going to be kind of a black mark. That one's still going to come back and haunt her. Hopefully she sees sense and learns from this that, yeah, no, don't apologize to them. Some people just have to learn the hard way. Some people just have to learn the hard way that you can't bend the knee to these people. Now, there are others who, months, even years later, realize that, and they'll tell you, it's like, yeah, I should never have done that. That was a mistake. I regret it. At least they realize the mistake. Hopefully she realizes her mistake. When I was a kid, bullies poured spoiled milk into someone's backpack when they weren't in the classroom to see, or spat under the slices of sausage on the bread in the lunchbox. Ugh, that's disgusting. Group repeated targeting, and usually bullies didn't tend to do that without reason to avoid expulsion. We're all fallible humans at the end of the day. We have L's, but we take those L's and learn from them, exactly.
The cult of the cry-bully. They come in swarms, they get in your head, they prey on your empathy, they isolate you from your friends, they make you feel like a terrible person for having milquetoast normal-ass opinions, or in this case, no opinion. And when you are someone who is not used to dealing with these types of people, or you are someone in like a vulnerable state of mind, it is very easy for these cult-like tactics to work. This shit works especially well with women in particular, not to be sexist, but it's just true. Honestly, you know, now that I think about it, the only people who are immune to this are like autistic people. I swear to God, people on this—
Yeah. Autistic people, they have zero fucks to give about this because the understanding of a lot of social cues is not really a thing for them. They have no concept of it. And that's probably a good thing in this situation.
Spectrum are immune to the cry-bully tactics. What happened is Emiru just saw like a shit ton of people who—
I'm just old and grumpy and curmudgeonly and just have stopped giving a fuck. Though I might be mildly autistic, I'm not going to lie. If anything, I get off on annoying those people, the cry-bullies.
were mad at her, and she wanted to do the correct thing. Unfortunately, this is just going to make it worse. And they're moving on to one of their favorite tactics.
The big question in everyone's mind is, well, are you still friends with Asmongold?
While it is appreciated that you are taking a stand and clarifying the clip—
What if she is? What of it? What the fuck do you care? He's one of the biggest fucking streamers on the internet. It's like, just in terms of a professional friendship alone, it's worth having.
You do continue to be vague about how deep your associations with Asmon are.
Oh yeah,
so
here we go.
hopefully you've cut ties with that hate-mongering Nazi troll Asmon, right? Glad you made this and owned up to it, but you're still friends with Asmongold, so it doesn't read as earnest.
It's never enough for these people. It's never enough.
The elephant in the room is that your friendship with Asmongold is holding this back from seeming sincere. Okay, now what about your best friend Asmongold? Denounce Asmon or I'm not taking this seriously. You're friends with Assmold. Assmold?
I'm pretty sure she's still friends with Asmongold.
Now, whatever you think of Asmongold, he is friends with Emiru.
They just want to control her at this point. They just want to control her. And even if she were to completely cut ties with Asmongold, it would still not be enough for her, for them. It would still not be enough. They would not rest until they had stripped her of everything that she loved and held dear. They would not rest until probably she had game-ended herself, and even then they would dance on her grave. Nothing will ever be enough for these people. So all you can do is just tell them to fuck off.
Are friends, even though they disagree with each other. Crazy, right?
I literally said, like, I don't agree with the things he says. Like, what do y'all want me to do? Like, fucking shoot him on stream?
Yes, that is what they want you to do.
Yes.
Yes. Around 2018, I was facing nearly daily harassment for being friends with someone who was on the right. Hundreds of people were on my ass like every day. They were calling my job. They got emails of my family members. It was like non-stop. Now, this person was a good friend of mine, but in order to get all these people off my back, I did probably the cringiest thing ever, and I publicly disavowed her. Publicly disavowed a friend of mine over political differences. Now,
that was a mistake. That was a mistake. Never disavow. Never apologize. They want you broke, dead, your family brainwashed, and they think it's funny. Yeah. Wow, friend policing. These people are insane. Yeah. It's the same thing with follow policing. The reason why I'm on this, I and other fellow content creators, fellow VTubers that I know, and some that I'm even good friends with, are on a VTuber Chatter woke list. It's primarily meant to be a way to follow police and a way to do mass blocking. I look at it as an opportunity to make sure that I'm following other really good, really based content creators. What is classified as bullying now all seems very girly to me. Mean comments about someone online, e-bullying. Yeah, it's very feminine coded, but so much of our world unfortunately is because it's I mean, that's what happens when you let women run things. Chud list, be there, be square. I know, right? Proud to say that I am classified as a chud on the chud list.
For those of you who are new here, that sounds like something I would never do, but I did it. I bent the knee to a faceless mob of people who hate
we all
me.
make mistakes,
and in return,
dear.
I received nothing. The harassment didn't stop, the hate didn't stop. Well, needless to say,
it's never going to stop, so you might as well tell them to just fuck off and go get fucked. Because nothing will satisfy them. Don't negotiate with terrorists. Just months of rumors and gossip with some mean Snapchat reels of comments.
karma is real, and the same thing happened to me years later. I was publicly disavowed by friends over political differences. This story ultimately does have a good ending. Me and my friend from 2018, we made up years ago, but looking back on all this in 2026,
Set7, thank you for the follow.
Is extremely embarrassing. And if I knew what I knew now, I would have just told those people to go fuck themselves. But in the moment, it's incredibly stressful.
That would have been the correct
and you just
response.
Want it all to stop. And you will do whatever you can to make it stop.
It's never going to stop. It's never going to stop. So all you can do is just tell these people, fuck off and go get fucked. It's never going to stop. Evil never sleeps. Unfortunately. So you cannot cease from mental fight, nor can your sword sleep in your hand. Eternal vigilance is the price you must pay.
So I understand why Emiru came out and made a statement. I just really hope she doesn't wind up disavowing friends over political differences like I did. It was a huge mistake and it is not worth it, because you are going to find yourself surrounded by people who see you as a temporary ally and not a real friend. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a never apologize person. You should apologize if you actually do something wrong, if you actually...
See, I don't think... It doesn't do you any good.
Wrong.
The people who matter don't really need to hear it, and for the people who don't matter, it'll never be enough to satisfy them, so you might as well just not even bother to apologize. That's just the world we live in now.
Wronged someone, but you shouldn't apologize to like a nebulous, faceless mob of people while facing down a barrel of a gun.
There is nothing that she could say and no amount of money she could donate that could convince me she's not a soulless ghoul like all the men she's happily surrounded herself with for years.
Says the whore. Says the washed-up, wrinkly old whore.
There's nothing you can ever do to please these people, so why bother? They will not be happy until you kill yourself, and even then they will dance on your grave. And I know, like, with everything going on right now, like, is this really a video about cancel culture in 2026? And it's like, yeah, I don't know. First of all, you should...
It's not gone completely. Cancel culture is in decline, but it is not gone completely. And they are going to rack up a few scalps before they are gone completely. And that's assuming they ever do really go away.
Respect that, you clicked on a shoe on a head video. But second of all, yeah, I feel like this is kind of important to talk about. I feel like this type of thing is part of the reason we are where we are right now. This type of stuff drives people away from the left. And more importantly than that, it's just evil. I saw some leftists covering...
It is evil, but that's also good that it's driving them away from the left. I want it to drive people away from the left. That is the one silver lining of all of this, is that it is driving people away from the left. That's exactly what I want to happen. I want it to drive more people over towards the right. I want our ranks to grow. And people who have been disaffected, disenchanted by all of this, who are shocked and horrified by this sort of behavior, and who have become impassioned by it. The fire of passion has been lit within them to where they are now prepared to fight. I say that's all to the good. I want them over here. I want them over here. Because there's strength in numbers. We need all the help we can get. And we need former and reformed leftists who know how to fight them. I've been saying for quite some time, one of the big reasons the right keeps losing is that they are unwilling to adopt the same tactics as the left. It is one of the most powerful things we can do, is disarm and infuriate with the mirror effect. If our enemies know nothing is off limits, and that we're willing to fight as dirty as they are, that scares them. And when they get scared, they start making mistakes. And when they start making mistakes, we can win. If Shoeonhead was a VTuber, would she be labeled chud-leaning even though she has a lot of liberal views? They'd probably just label her a chud. Don't let people control what you say or think. Exactly.
Emiru being cancelled, and they were like, the cultural shift is here. Woke 2.0, we don't play around, we're mean now. Woke 2.0?
You were always
because Woke
mean.
1.0 worked out so well for you guys in the country, right? You're supposed to learn from your mistakes, not double down and get worse. I don't know how you can look at the last 10 years
all
and
they
be
know
like,
how to do.
We have got to get more annoying. Like, what are you doing? Attacking normie streamers for not wanting to be involved in political discourse? Also, I feel like this goes without saying, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I'm not smearing, like, the left as a whole, okay? This isn't fucking Fox
You really
News.
should.
This isn't the Nuxanor channel. I'm well aware there are plenty of left-wing people, especially in my
Nuxanor
audience,
mentioned.
who feel the same way I do. I'm talking about a certain faction.
We'll get to that in just a moment.
Mostly online left. I was about to say it's like a loud minority, but I don't even think it's a minority anymore. I think it's like a majority. Like, I feel like I'm one of the only ones like holding down the fort. Like me and Anna Kasparian. And every day I'm called a right-wing grifter for being like, hey, maybe we can focus on the issues that like actually affect the working class. You know, things that actually help people, not stupid fucking shit like going after e-girl cosplay streamers. Like, can we just get back to the fact that we are all being ruled by satanic billionaire pedophiles who may or may not be eating children, please? Thank you. In conclusion, Emiru did nothing wrong.
I can agree with
People
that.
are tired of having politics shoved down their throat, and you don't need to speak about things you don't want to speak about. You don't have to do that. You don't have to say the line, actually. This is mass psychosis, rivaling on 2020. These people are trying to socially ostracize this woman.
That's exactly what this is mass social psychosis that we're seeing here. There's a lot of incredibly psychotic people out there that are terminally online. And as Asmongold so eloquently put it, we need to put them in the box. We need to put them in the box.
For not putting like a black square on her Instagram. They're just mad at Emiru for not doing like the ice bucket challenge or some shit. Like that's basically what is happening here. If you are going to streamers for political information, you are cooked. If you are going to Shoeonhead for political information, you are deep fried. So that was that little video. If you liked my yapping, please subscribe. And if you can, donate to my Patreon down below. It really helps the channel out and I appreciate it so much. And I will see you guys very soon with a new video. Bye!
Bye! Right, we're obviously going to give that a like. Already did. Let's pop that in the chat for everyone.
Say it!
No, I won't. I will give it a like as well. Very good. Yeah, everybody, there's the link if you want to go watch it for yourself. Give them a like. Give Shu a follow. Good stuff. Even though we don't agree on 100%, that's okay. We don't have to agree on 100%.